Hi, thanks for joining me. We're going to be looking at the third Lent Reflection video of this series, and we are going to be looking at a passage from Matthew 20 verses 17 to 28, so I'll just read that for us now. While Jesus was going up to Jerusalem, he took the 12 disciples aside by themselves and said to them on the way, "See, we are going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be handed over to the chief priests and the scribes, and they will condemn him to death. Then they will hand him over to the Gentiles to be mocked and flogged and crucified, and on the third day he will be raised." Then the mother of the sons of Zebedee came to him with her sons, and kneeling before him, she asked a favour of him. And he said to her, "What do you want?" And she said to him, "Declare that these two sons of mine will sit, one at your right hand and one at your left, in your kingdom." But Jesus answered, "You do not know what you are asking. Are you able to drink the cup that I am about to drink?" They said to him, "We are able." He said to them, "You will indeed drink my cup, but to sit at my right hand and at my left, this is not mine to grant, but it is for those for whom it has been prepared by my Father." When the 10 heard it, they were angry with the two brothers. But Jesus called them to him and said, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their great ones are tyrants over them. It will not be so among you. But whoever wishes to be great among you must be your servant, and whoever wishes to be first among you must be your slave. Just as the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many." Now I was sitting at home trying to work out what I could say to you guys today, and I felt, you know, when you're going through the street, or if you're walking past the bench and you can feel eyes looking at you. I was sat downstairs and I could see a pile of a pile of washing up in the corner of my eye looking at me from the kitchen. The eyes from the plates and the mugs and the unwashed dishes were boring into the side of my head, and I thought, right, I could either sit here and try to do my work, or I could do the washing up. And it wasn't just my washing up there, it was my housemates as well. And I was sitting there thinking, right, I've just read a passage that says, those who want to be the greatest among you must be your servant. And I thought, okay, well, if Jesus wanted me to do the washing up, he would have included that in that passage. It wouldn't have been just general saying you want to be a servant. Jesus would have said, those who want to be first among you must do the washing up. So I thought that cleared me first. And then there is also the passage of Mary and Martha, and Martha's rebuked for the fact that she is doing the housework and her washing up instead of listening to Jesus. So I thought those 2 points kind of cleared me from any need to do the washing up. So with that out of the way, I thought, right, okay, I can sit here, I can just crack on with my work. And then, of course, having run out of excuses, I then went to do the washing up, and it was actually the best thing that I could have done. Washing up is an act of servitude, especially if you're doing someone else's, is more of an act of servitude than just doing your own. But in addition, it's an act of the heart, it's an act of humility. And I think that's really what this passage is about. It's about knowing where our hearts are at and actually conforming them to the way that Jesus wants our hearts to be focused. So we look to serve. In fact, we are commissioned to live for a very countercultural king and to bring about a very countercultural kingdom. In today's world, we wouldn't expect a business leader to be making the teas or scrubbing the floors. But actually, we see in this passage that the Gentiles clearly go by this understanding. Jesus says, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their great ones are tyrants over them, but it will not be so among you." Jesus is not suggesting that maybe you shouldn't do this, or maybe you should kind of muck in with the tricky bits. He clearly says, he commands it. He says, "It will not be so among you, but whoever wishes to be great among you must be your servant." Now that's the command. And imagine if the world looked like that, and our political leaders and our leaders in all of society were more servant-hearted. I wonder what that would make the world look like. And of course, overlooking the fact that the sons of Zebedee have got their mum to do their dirty work themselves and see if they can get promotion from Jesus. Jesus is asking for a complete change in our hearts. It's a complete removal of our own selfish desires and focus, but actually to look to others first. I think like the Gospels are full of this message, and this is clearly another time where he's trying to conform the way of their hearts to his kingdom and not to the world around. So yeah, we are being called to approach all of this with humility. So wherever we are and whatever we're doing, whatever job role that we've been called to do or not called to do, we're called to be humble and we're called to serve others. That might be buying a close friend or a colleague some flowers, a cup of tea, doing the round of teas in the office, or maybe when we're allowed back into the office, you can hold on to that nugget when you get back there. Or in fact, it might be when you're at home and you're looking at the mountain washing up. That's not just yours, it's other people's as well. And you're thinking, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should kind of take the hit. And also do that, but not kind of broadcast it at the same time. That's not that's not within the kind of boundaries of the act of servitude to be like, yeah, okay, I've just done the washing up, guys. Yeah, you can do mine next. That's not what an act of servitude is about. But in all things, yeah, we must not seek our own personal advancement, but rather we are called to be a blessing and to serve those around us and to do it humbly. And yeah, try not to tell the other person that you're doing it if you're trying to think of doing a good deed this week. But when you give, so Matthew 6 says, when you give, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. Then your Father, who sees everything that's done in secret, will reward you. Now, what a wonderful world that's going to be. Imagine if every single person was out there, not seeking their own personal gain or advancement, but actually trying to secretly bless everyone that they met, or at least some people that they met. How different would that world look? Will this world look rather if everyone was seeking the good of other people as well as their own, and not just their own personal gain? So this week I'd just love to challenge you. Is there some way that you can bless someone else? Is there something that you can do for someone else to kind of help them or bless them, but quietly, kind of subtly, in a kind of servant-like manner? Not to be all kind of downhearted or whatever, but just to do something for someone else this week. So I'm going to pray. Father God, thank you that you are such a great God. Thank you that you call us to be servant-hearted. I'm sorry, Lord, for when I've been self-seeking and self-centered. Lord, help me to be better. Help me to look to the good of others. And may your kingdom come and your will be done on earth as in heaven. In your holy name I pray. Amen. Brilliant. Thanks for joining me this week, and I hope you're well, and I'll see you next week.